the Daily Ramble podcast.
Hello Hammers fans, David Moyes here and you're watching Claret and Booze. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Those fucking cunts keep putting donkeys on my head.
Charlie.
Hello, mate. How's it going?
Yeah, I'm all right, you?
Yeah, well, you know, it's been a long day.
Nice journey home?
Yeah, not really, let's be honest.
No, I know.
After watching that, but it's the same every week, isn't it? Used to it by now. The love of football is very quickly going, to be honest.
Are you struggling now?
Well, I've been struggling for a while. You know me.
I've
not liked him since the day he walked in the door. But yeah, the patience is wearing very thin. And I mean, even in the away end today, hearing the West Ham fans singing "You're getting sacked in the morning," actually, it came as a bit of a shock to me. To be fair, I didn't see that coming because obviously there is a split in the fan base. There has been for a while. But yeah, I genuinely did not see that coming. It weren't just once; it was twice that happened as well. At first, I thought it was the home fans singing it, and we joined in.
Yeah.
But it was the away fans singing it.
It's the away fans. But that was always going to happen, and they do say the old adage is, you know, the away support is you know, once they turn, that's a sign.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
I do think that is a sign. And you were obviously the fan that had the Moyes out banner at Fulham last year, and you whipped it back out again.
Yeah. I mean, it had quite a few appearances last season during the 35 game relegation battle we had after spending for nearly 500 million. That shouldn't be happening. The Conference League papered over those cracks massively.
It did hugely.
We won a trophy, but let's be fair, we were the best team in that competition.
Yeah,
we didn't really beat them, but don't get me wrong, it was one of the best days of my life. Was seeing my club win a trophy in Prague. It was amazing, but you can't hide behind that forever. The football is horrendous. But yeah, it weren't just the Moyes out one. The GSB out flag had to make an appearance today as well.
Saw that as well.
They've got to be held to account as well. They have to be.
They have, mate. They have. Ultimately, I think this does come down to them, doesn't it? It does.
100%. They're responsible. They're the ones that are keeping him there. And I'm not being funny, but as much as I want Moyes gone, you look at the January window. We're sitting sixth in the league. You're in a really strong position, and Steiden's been in a job since August, September.
Yeah.
He's been bought in to sort of as a professional. Let him do his job, scout players, look at the strategy of the club going forward and the direction of where we want to go, working alongside Noble from the bottom up. And you brought these guys in to do a job, let them do their job. You're looking at the January window from sort of September, October, November, surely. And if you're at that position as the chairman where you're not comfortable with giving the manager money, why is he still in the job? You either back him or you sack him.
100%.
They
didn't
do either. They done nothing.
They made it worse. They made it worse by making us fucking weaker. You know,
exactly.
which is mad. And like I say, with that, it doesn't make any sense to me even from a business point of view, because we know how much a Premier League place is worth. You know, going up as high as you can.
100%.
I can't wrap my head around Sullivan's thinking, because if he hasn't got any emotional connection with West Ham, which he doesn't appear to have, he doesn't really care. He just, you know, then surely if you're just about making money, he could be doing a better job, couldn't he?
Yeah, definitely. 100%. And I kind of think that in a way, I feel like he's kind of happy that Moyes is there, because he's kind of. Because Moyes gets
takes all the shit,
doesn't get shit, and that's why I put the GSB out flag out as well, just to kind of highlight, look, we're fucking watching you as well, and your lack of action of anything you've done. Either fucking back him or don't, and if you're not going to, get rid of him. That January window for me was unforgivable. I mean, in a way, to be honest, part of me thinks, you know what, we were better off not giving Moyes money. But if you're not going to, get rid of him, get a new man in, or at least announce that he's not getting a new deal. Like, what are they doing? They're doing enough. They don't know what they're doing. You bought in, like I say, Steid and you got Noble. You're looking at the strategy and forward planning and stuff like that, but there doesn't seem to be a plan. They don't know what they're doing. It's weird,
isn't it? If the plan is progression, you brought the backroom team in. You've got Tim, you've got Noble.
Yeah.
We're off the back of 3 years in Europe, which is good. It gives us a bit of status.
Yeah.
They're working towards a plan to make us, bigger and better and put this project in place for next summer.
Mm.
But if they completely and utterly fuck it up this season and we end up sort of finishing 13th and 14th and out of Europe, that hamstrings us next year straight away. It puts us at a bit of a fucking handicap.
I mean,
why would you do it?
Anyway. We're at that anyway. We spent 500 million under Moyes, and we've got
Yeah.
the second oldest squad and the smallest squad in the Premier League. And it's like, how can that happen? How has this been allowed to happen? But at the same time, like you say, we've been in Europe for 3 years. Like a lot of the argument isn't about the results. It's not. That's not what it's about. It's about like people. I mean, as you know, I go to all the games, home, away,
Yeah.
Europe. I've spent tens of thousands of pounds over the last God knows how many years following West Ham. I've not missed a European away since I've been in Europe. I spend a lot of money and a lot of time, and to turn up to a game knowing that your team is not actually going out there to try and win the game. They're hoping for a bit of luck or a set piece or something like that. It's honestly, it's sucked the enjoyment out of going and seeing West Ham. Like now, it's like I go and see my mates, have a beer, enjoy the day, and then go to the game, and it's like I'm not even looking forward to going to watch us anymore. And I've never felt like that before. I mean, to be fair, under Allardyce I did, because I hated that.
Yeah.
But it's got to a point now where it's just so unenjoyable. It's and that's not about results. Forget, like, I would happily not change the results and finish sixth, seventh, eighth. Where I mean, based on based on the amount of money we've spent and wages and the quality of players we've got, we should be finishing seventh, eighth. Like, we should be targeting those areas. It's not like
100%.
we're not little old West Ham anymore. Like, who do we think we are and all that? We've spent a lot of money and we should be there. And I'm not saying let's go and fight the top four or the big guys. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I wouldn't change that where we are in the league or wherever. I just want to see us play decent football and go out and try and win a game.
But you know what? That is what, and we do get kind of we get pigeonholed like that. People say we're complaining because we're
entitled and all that.
Yeah, but because we're entitled, and you know what? None of us are saying. Look, none of us are saying it's not a stupid thing. We ain't saying that we want to do a Leeds and play good football for the sake of it and get relegated. We're not actually saying that. I mean, for instance, if we had like the squad of Sheffield United, we wouldn't be expecting to play beautiful football.
No,
what's frustrating is because we know the players that we've got, we know the talent that we've got, and it's soul destroying. And you know what? It's actually getting to the stage now. I know they're millionaires. I know, people say it don't bother them. That they're going up. It does bother them.
They care about their image. That's all they care. Their image in public and money are the only two things they care about.
What, who, footballers?
Oh, so I thought you were talking about the owners.
Oh, no. I'm saying about with footballers. People say that they don't care. This, that, the other. They do care.
Oh,
They do care. They want to play. They want to be on the ball. They want to be entertaining the fans. They want. That's kind of what they want. And this fucker's kind of removing their ability to do that. And just look, a case in point. I said it to Tommy. Is Kudus at the moment, right? We're witnessing it in front of our very eyes. He came in off the back of a hat trick. He was on fire when he eventually got into Moyes' team. Yep. But slowly, mate, what's happening to him?
Well, the guy's got to pick the ball up from the edge of his box and carry it 80 yards. And I mean, I don't care how good you are. You ain't going to be able to do it. Under a decent manager, when you're playing higher up the park, you're going to get better out of Bowen, Kudus, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But I don't want to talk too much about the tactics of it, because it's beyond that now.
Yeah.
It's the lack of enjoyment that there is now. I mean, even if you want to talk about results, which is, for me, it ain't about the results. Like I've said, you talk about the results. What was it he said in the interview today? We've had managers that have entertained us more, but none of them have won more than what's sitting here, or something like that.
Yeah. He finished it with saying, but I'm the one that's won the most.
Yeah, and we're sitting 17th of Feb. We've got one more game left in Feb, and we haven't won a game this year. How can he sit there and say that? And
we are.
I think it's our worst run since 1997 or something.
97.
I don't know that for a fact, but
no, it is. I've checked it. I also looked on Transfer Market. We are third from bottom. in the 2024 Premier League. So in terms of form in 2024, we're
Yeah.
third from bottom, and we've got the worst goal difference in the entire league.
So if you want to talk about stats, I mean,
Yeah.
results, that says it all. But it's not even about that for me, and for a lot of people. I mean, I obviously held up both the flags today. I had so many people come
And
up
well
to me.
done, mate.
I
Well
had
done
so
for
many
doing
people
that.
coming up to me, shaking my hand, saying, "Well done,
Yeah.
it's about time." People taking photos and stuff. I mean, there was a couple of guys behind me that started shouting, telling you sit down, this, that, the other. When it was one,
Yeah.
because I basically said, regardless of the result, I said I want us to win, and
Yeah.
ideally I'll put it up after us winning, and that sends an even more powerful message if you
Yeah.
win and put it up like we did at Fulham, like I did at Fulham last year. We won the game and still put it up, and it sent a bit of a message. And I thought I want us to win the game today and put it up.
Yeah.
Obviously, we lost, but I said I'm not going to do it till the end of the game. I want to back it, like support the team. Like people,
Yeah.
oh, Moyes out, you don't support the team. You can't question the support of a lot of that. A lot of that away fan base that I see week in, week out, all over Europe, all over the country, that don't like Moyes. It's not just people on social media. There's people that go every week and spend hundreds of thousands of pounds to follow the club that don't like him and they don't want him there. And yeah, there was a few people behind us. 90. I put up 90 minutes. We were 1-0 down. A few geezers behind us, sort of kicking off a bit. "Oh, sit down. You're in the way. Oh, shut up." Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I think I went fair enough.
It's,
All right,
mate. It's brave. It's brave to do that. What
Yeah,
you're
no,
doing.
no,
It
yeah,
is.
but I feel that strongly about it. He's literally
Yeah.
like, I mean, my missus is into football. She goes to West Ham. She's a season to go older. She's been a season to go older since she was 6 years old or whatever.
Yeah.
She goes to a lot of the games and stuff. And even like, I mean, we've been together 11 years. For as long as we've been together, it don't matter what day it is, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day it is, I'll watch Championship football. I'll watch Premier League football. I'll watch Champions League, Europe. She was like, "You ain't watched football much lately." I'm like, literally, I've lost interest in football because of Moyes. I've just fucking fed up with it. But yeah, anyway, there was a couple of geezers behind us. I was like, "Oh, sit down, get out of the way, shut up, what are you doing?" Blah blah blah. So I went, "All right, I'll sit down," because I think we had the ball saying. I went, "Fair enough, I'll sit down," but it's going up again, and it will go up at the end of the game.
Yeah.
I think about a minute later they scored, and those same geezers fucked off and walked out, and
Yeah.
standing there till the end of the game, supporting the team. Some would say, "Oh, you're not supporting the team because you've got a Moyes out banner," but
No, you are. But that's not the team. You're not targeting the players, are you?
Exactly. Well,
You
I mean,
know?
I think there's footage on Sky Sports News where holding it up, I actually let go of the banner to clap the players because they come over.
Yeah.
I'll back the team all day long, but I can't back the regime, i.e., the owners and the manager.
But I do think this time, though. I think this time it will inspire more. I think. I mean, we know
Well,
it will do.
there was a couple of other Moyes out things. I didn't see it at the time because I was right at the front, second or third row.
Yeah.
And I only saw it
People
on
holding up
social
signs,
media.
weren't there? There was some
I saw
signs.
it.
Yeah.
Like I say, it surprised me because I know the fan base is quite split, but I feel like it's starting to really go that way.
Well, Twitter, as you know, is a bit of a cesspool, and I think that's where the majority of Moyes supporters live. But even on there, you're starting to see
faceless accounts anyway, aren't they?
They are, mate. But you're starting to even see a fucking switch on there now.
Massively.
But look, I think if Sullivan had his way, Moyes, because we're not at risk of relegation, I think he's so stubborn. I think he would just allow the season to burn, and he would
100%.
he would sack him at the end of the season. But the fan base will not allow that to happen because we will explode. So the fans will end up ultimately sacking Moyes, I think. And that is wrong, mate.
Yeah,
it's wrong.
To be fair, I mean, you know what football fans are like. They're fickle. It'll only take 2 wins, and people are like, "Oh no, you know
mate,
what?
Where are they coming from?
I can't see it. I look at the next couple of fixtures. We've got Brentford at home. We don't beat them. I think we've beaten once in the Premier League. I think we beat them in the FA Cup. Remember going to that one at their place.
We beat them in the league. Have we beat them in the league?
I'm not sure if we have.
No, we haven't. We haven't beaten them. We beat them in the cup. We beat them in the cup.
Yeah, we beat them 1-0 in the cup. I think they made 11 changes, didn't they? And we just about scraped to win. Was that last season?
Thomas Frank's got his number all day long.
I think most managers haven't they, to be honest. But yeah, so I can't see anything there. I mean, obviously, I want us to win. I never want us to lose a game. If someone said to me, "Do you want us to lose?" If we lose on Monday, it means Moyes gets sacked.
Yeah.
I mean, if I knew it was a guarantee, I'd probably say yeah. But you know, it's not a guarantee with them anyway. I always want us to win the game. Then after that, Everton away, they've got their backs up. They're points deduction and stuff like that. The atmosphere is going to be rocking, and we don't do well up there, really. To be fair,
I think if you look at, I'll call us a shithouse team. We're a low block counter attacking team, right? Yeah. So I think Nottingham Forest are a little bit as well, but they're better at it than us. I do believe that. I think they're more solid defensively, and we saw today they got a better attack. Everton, I think, are a better shithouse team than West Ham.
If it weren't for Areola, it could have been 4 or 5 today, quite easily.
Oh, massively. They were far better than us, weren't they?
Yeah,
far
which
better.
Is crazy, really. I mean, no disrespect to them. I mean, fair play to Nuno, since he's come in, they've looked a lot better, but we shouldn't be getting outplayed and by a team like we had 2 shots. I mean, I've had a few beers today, so I can't sort of talk about every single minute of the game because it was a long and tedious and boring game. But I can't recall a spell in the game where we really dominated or had a foothold in the game. It was against a team like that.
We didn't. I promise you, we didn't. There wasn't any period.
I can't recall it. I can probably recall 1 or 2 shots on target, maybe.
Yeah,
I can't recall much more than that. It was poor. I mean, first half, Areola must have made 2 or 3 brilliant saves down our end. So I think in a way, the 2-0 flattered us a little bit, which is crazy to say against a team like that.
Can I ask you? Do you get as excited as the commentators when James Ward-Prowse gets a direct free kick?
He shouldn't even be in a team, as far as I'm concerned. He doesn't do anything. He just goes missing.
Mate,
don't get me wrong.
People point to the kilometres covered. He's a workhorse. He runs.
Yeah. You can't question his commitment and his work rate.
But I do think sometimes, right? It's like Declan Rice, right? He didn't run 1,000,000 kilometres in a game because I don't think sometimes. I don't think so. Yeah, because he could read the game. He's always where he needed to be. Yeah. I think sometimes it's more of an indication because it's the same with Souček. If you're running fucking 75 kilometres in a game, you're chasing the fucking ball. You're not where you need to be.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, you can argue, look, his numbers are great, assists and goals and stuff like that.
Takes every set piece, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. But when you look at it, take away the set pieces, he just goes missing. And when you've got a midfield of, say, I'm fucking glad he dropped Souček today, but when you've got a midfield of him and Souček with Alvarez in there, you've got 3 players that are not progressive players. They're not players that are going to really carry the ball. They're not, and we wonder why we're struggling. He finally dropped Souček today. I don't think he had a choice, to be fair. I think if he played today, there would have been carnage, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I still don't know how Zuma's in the team at the moment, to be fair.
I love Zuma, but he's done.
I love him, but I love him. Done. I mean, go back last season before, he's one of our best players, most consistent players. He's brilliant, but
he looks like he's playing. It looks like he's playing in agony. That's what it looks like.
He does, yeah. It's crazy. And you look back at, I know Mavropanos is a bit of he's got a mistake in him, but you look back to him and Ogbonna playing next to each other against Arsenal, keeping a clean sheet, and then they get split up. You look back at Sheffield United, Danny Ings, man of that performance, gets dropped.
He kills momentum.
Scores, gets
he kills it. You know, he doesn't.
It's like you play well and you don't get rewarded for it anyway. It's like it must be so demoralising for the players. The likes of Fornals, Ben Rama, who've been shipped off because Moyes just doesn't fancy him. They're not bad players. Ben Rama was our second best player last season.
Yeah, but the position
hammer of the year.
Absolutely, but the position that Ben Rama and Fornals got to in the end, it just goes to show you how desperate it was. Because even X is obviously he's careful with what he says.
Yeah,
but he said he basically said we couldn't keep Fornals and Ben Rama. They just didn't want to be here. No. So it obviously got to the stage where they was like, I fucking want out. I want out of here. Sort it out, you know.
And that's where I think that's where you can start blaming the chairman as well, because like I said earlier, he's brought in Steid and he's brought in Noble to do the football side. Sullivan should be sitting there and signing the checks. He shouldn't be getting involved. They've presented players to replace those guys. I think he presented quite a few players. I mean, I think that Osman now signed for Brighton. I mean, for me, I don't care how he gets on at Brighton, but at the end of the day, you've brought in a guy to do a job.
You should back him. Yeah.
Biden's bought this guy. Noble's backed it. Apparently, Moyes backed it as well. Yeah, he's listening to fucking, what's his name? His agent, mate, who's got an ulterior motive that wants him to sign his player. Oh, I don't know if you should sign him. Stop getting involved. Let the guy, you've brought these guys in to do a job. Let them do their job. Sign the check. If you don't want to sign a check, why have you got a manager there that you're not backing? And that, I say,
it's so frustrating. I mean, that, don't get me wrong. the January transfer window, I did say, and I kind of meant it as well. Maybe the left wing. We might have played a left winger, but I think with David Moyes and the way he's kind of his loyalty and the way he always plays the same players, I don't think we would have seen the benefit of a good transfer window yet anyway, because we've had a week between games. Where you would see the benefit of it is once injuries start happening again, and once them fucking European games start rolling around, and because we're going to be fucked once the European games come along.
Especially if Paqueta ain't back, we're so fucking reliant on him.
Yeah,
and a team as talented as we are, we shouldn't be relying on one player.
No,
we
God,
really are. And even then, even today, I look at that team. Even if we had Paqueta today, I still don't think we would have won the game today, or got anywhere near Arsenal. You know,
it feels to me. I've always said the same thing. I kind of I feel like David Moyes, when he sets his team up like that, it happened sort of last season. I think the team get worn out and they get fed up with it, because can you imagine? I mean, I've played football, I coached football, but I never played in a situation where I had someone saying you can't have the ball. Sometimes the hardest games are where you're being outplayed and you're just chasing the ball all the time.
Yeah,
it must be mentally fucking draining for them. Because
in a way, without saying it, he's sort of saying to him, "Look, we ain't good enough. We ain't good enough to compete with them. Let's just sit back, defend, and then hope for the best, hope for a set piece or something." And that's how it's been like that for years now. And people,
mate, I always say
saying,
but I always say that style for me is the style of the inferior team.
100%. And that's the thing. I think there are some fans that are still behind Moyes and stuff, and if that's their opinion, that's up to them. If that's their preference, that's fine. But for a team that has spent the amount of money we have, and we give up Upton Park to go to that stadium, to go to that next level, and don't get me wrong, we have in a way gone to that next level in the fact that we've had Europe for 3 years. But for people to say who how dare we want better than what we're getting? But when you're spending so much money and so much time to watch that style of football, it's fucking horrible,
soul destroying.
And it is, it really is, and it's like. But like people say, the amount of people I've seen on Twitter, like other fans saying, "Oh, who do they think they are? Like, look where they are and stuff like that." It's like, it's just not about that.
I mean, look. What I will say is, from the other fans' perspectives, I kind of get it, because because it was to a degree, it was probably the same with us with Bournemouth and Gary O'Neill. When Bournemouth got rid of Gary O'Neill, we was going, "What are they fucking doing? Who do they think they are?" I did. I went, "What more did I expect?" You know, so I can understand it.
He's got exactly doing a great job there. To be fair,
yeah.
I mean,
But Bournemouth are doing well as well. The guy that's coming to Bournemouth, he's doing a good job.
But that's the thing. You look at Brighton, plucked De Zerbi out of nowhere. Like people saying, "Oh, it'd be risky to get rid of him. Who would you bring in?" Oh, not sure. Well, it weren't risky for Brighton. We've got a better side than Brighton. It weren't risky for. I mean, at the time when Emery come in to Villa, we had just as good, if not a better side than them.
Mate, how is it not risky?
Why is it not risky for them? He sort of failed at Arsenal.
Mate, how is it not risky to keep? But how is it not risky to keep a manager that almost relegated a team with Declan Rice and Lucas Paqueta in it?
I know, and divides the fan base as much as it is. I think you mentioned X earlier, actually, and I've not listened to much of his stuff in the last sort of couple of years, but I remember years ago listening to his stuff, and I think one of his famous quotes was saying, like, West Ham are so much stronger when we're united. West Ham United are united, and we're not united. We're so divided, and the only way to unite us would be to remove the figure that is so divisive, and that is the manager. Whether you like him or not, he is the divisive figure at the club.
Mate, it would all change. I'm telling you, in an instant. 100%. If they got rid of him, and even if we went with, just by removing him, even if we said, look, we're going to recruit in the summer, John Heitinger and co. We're going to
Nolan. Sorry, to the end of the season. Yeah,
we'd all accept it. It'd be fine. We wouldn't be getting on their back either, because we'd be like, well, look, we didn't want Moyes. He's gone out. Yeah, they've done something. We know we've got a change coming in the summer. That would remove everything, and then we could look forward. Then we could look forward to the summer.
Look forward to next season and the summer. Yeah, 100%. Although this should have been done in November, December, when they knew they weren't going to back him in January. But I mean, the fact that they didn't get rid of him, they should have fucking backed him. Not that I wanted 100%. Him to. I didn't want them to back him. I don't want him in charge. Part of me is glad we didn't waste money on him, But if you're going to keep him, fucking back him.
Yeah,
And that's why
I
the
want him
chairman
gone.
deserve. Yeah,
Mate, I'm sick of seeing his face. I'm sick of hearing his voice. I hate his football. I hate his football. Thing is, it actually is. I always say, look, I don't hate the man. It's the football I hate. I'm actually starting to hate the fucking man.
Yeah, he's very arrogant and very.
Oh, I don't like him.
I've
him.
done this, I've done that, and all this. Like,
Yeah.
and to come out there today and say, "Oh,
Mate, that was a bit.
I'm the one sitting here that wins more or
He's
whatever,"
peaked.
and
He
we haven't
peaked
won
today.
in 2 months. Like, yeah,
That was the best.
crazy.
It was the best one yet, honestly.
That's crazy, man. Well, you sent it to me, didn't you? And I didn't want to look
Yeah.
at it. I was like, I just can't.
Oh, no.
You was like, just watch it. I was like, I can't. I just can't, because just seeing his face, just
So bad. So
But
bad.
but like I said earlier, at the end of the day, I always want us to win. But the, it, I'm just angry the fact that he's taken the enjoyment of going to West Ham away from me. I will still
Yeah.
go week in, week out, like regardless. But the enjoyment is just gone. It's just gone. Like I weren't even like I was standing there watching a game. Like, what am I doing here? And it's like I haven't
would
thought
that
that in years.
would that be reversed immediately if he goes though? You'd
Oh,
think you'd
100%.
start. It would,
Oh,
wouldn't it? That's what
100%.
I
Yeah,
mean.
all day
That's
long,
what I mean.
all day
Yeah.
long. But I think like they brought in Steiden and Noble
Yeah.
to look at the strategy and the philosophy of the club and all this and all that. And there's been talk that they've sort of offered players and Moyes has turned it down. If he's working against those guys, it's not going to work. You can't have two or three influential people in a business working in different directions.
No, exactly.
You've got to bring in someone that's going to work alongside them and have the same aims and the same goals and the same philosophy, and something the fans are going to get behind as well. And I think from a lot of social media and from a lot of people that I speak to at West Ham, a lot of people are kind of excited by Steiden and the
I
potential
certainly am.
of signing some decent players. Look at what he done at Leverkusen and stuff like that. I mean, if we can replicate that, amazing. I mean, we're not going to. I think it's a bit too late. The Xabi Alonso ship has sailed. We missed
What
out
it
on
is,
that,
mate.
but
I think it's almost a dream because most of us can't stand Sullivan. We don't trust him. We don't trust him the way he runs a club. So to get the dream is to have Steiten in there to effectively run football operations. We'll trust him. You know, he's got a good track record.
But he's done that, and he won't even let him do his job. That's the
No,
frustrating thing.
I know, but that's the dream. That was a dream for the West Ham fans. So if someone like
100%.
him, who's make us professional, you know, that's the thing. But no, it's really fucking frustrating.
Let him bring his man in that's going to work alongside him, all going towards the same goal, the same philosophy, the same strategy. Something that the West Ham fans can get behind. Exciting football, and like I said a little while ago, the West Ham fans United are one of the best fan bases in the world.
Oh, 100%.
When we're happy and we're excited, there's nothing that can beat us. And there's nothing that could beat our fans. And when we're behind our team, we can get us extra points just by that, the atmosphere and the support that we've got. And at the moment, it's like even in the away end today, it just felt like edgy and toxic, and it just didn't feel right. And it has done for a while because of that split.
Mate, it's boiling up, and I think what will happen. And the thing is, we will once everyone's on the same hymn sheet, which at some point they're going to be, right?
Yeah,
it might take another 1, 2, 3 games.
I think we're nearly there.
But that is when Sullivan's got a fucking problem.
Yeah, but
he's got a massive problem. Then
I don't think he'll act like you said a little while ago. We're not getting relegated.
No,
I think all the eggs are in the Europe basket, which we're probably not going to do anything anyway. I think he'll wait until Europe and then make a decision. I don't think he'll do anything before the European game.
But that for me is ridiculous. I mean, and I said to Tommy earlier on, I just think it will be unforgivable. It will be unforgivable if it does have to get to a stage where effectively we have another fucking Burnley, and effectively, like I said, it's the fans that end up causing a scene and sacking David Moyes. That bloke it shouldn't get to that. You know, he's you know it's because it will have taken a sustained period of shit to get there because we've been divided, we've been split. So to kind of overcome that and get to that stage, which, like you said, I think we're getting to now.
Yeah, especially the away fan base, definitely. Not so much the home fan base, maybe. I mean, although even to be fair, even at home this season, it's been terrible. And part of me feels like if we had a manager that was there that played exciting football, maybe the atmosphere might be a little bit better. Probably won't because it's not a football stadium.
I think it would be better. It would be better.
Potentially might be a little bit better, yeah. It was actually funny. I think when we went I actually stayed to the end for the Arsenal game. I don't know why. And the atmosphere when we were sort of 5-0, 6-0 down was probably the best I've heard over there in a long time.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
There was a bit of banter. There was a bit of banter, wasn't there?
Yeah, sort of. No, not even. It was just it was down by the Bobby Moore stand. There's a little corner up there that kind of starts singing, and because there was no one else in the ground, you could hear him quite clearly. So a lot of people were joining and stuff. But the atmosphere over there is dead. I'm not sure where the home fans are positioned on it, but it does feel like the majority of the away fans have turned now. So I've not heard our fans singing "You're getting sacked in the morning" before.
I think
That's the first time I've heard that for Moyes.
But do you not think it was quite powerful how many people left at half time in that game?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, they're still getting their money, though, aren't they? Let's be honest.
They are, but I'm a true believer, and from what I've been told by a few people as well, the one thing that Sullivan's petrified of is the mainstream media. That was a broadcast
image.
That was a broadcast game, and to have all of those people pour out, I think that was a smack. That was a smack in the face.
All he cares about is image and money. I said it earlier. The only two things he cares about is how he looks to all these mates and the media and all that, and money. And you've got to hit him on either one of them or both of them for him to do anything. And his image is taking a bit of a hit at the moment as a guy that doesn't know what he's doing. 1 minute he's getting a new contract, the next minute he's not. Then he's like, "Well, I'm not sure." Then it's like, "Oh, the board might have to vote." It's like
pathetic, mate, isn't it? It is so bad.
How can you not know what you're doing? It's just so poorly run. There's no. How can you run a business like that? I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. And
it's too volatile with Moyes. Even if he did win a few games now and he stabilised, you're only ever a couple of. You're a bad run away from this happening again. It's too volatile.
100%.
It is. 100%. You know.
Yeah, the only bad thing is you can't hit him where the other place it hurts is money wise, because he's already got your money with season tickets.
They
don't get much of the catering or anything like that. So you can't actually really hit his wallet. That's the only bad thing. So voting with your feet and all that, and I mean, I've got a feeling Brentford might be half empty. To be honest, a lot of people have had enough. I think a lot of people won't bother going, especially with it being Monday night, and I don't blame him. I'm even debating not going, and it's very rare I don't go to games.
I think again that would be the I don't blame people for doing it. I mean, I've done it a few times this year. I go to between now because I gave me season ticket up 2 years ago, and I would say I go to between 10 and 20 games a season, home and away. I go to a few of them. I've been to less this year. I think I'm up to 10 games, but I bought a ticket. Paid 120 quid for 2 tickets for me and my boy, and it got to it, and I just bought them as well. And it got to the game, mate. I couldn't face it.
Yeah,
I couldn't face it. I was like, do you know what? It's on telly. I can't be fucking bothered. I don't want to go over there, and that ain't right. That ain't right.
Even today, we was in the pub before the game, and we're like, this is the best part of the day. Boys having a laugh, and we're like, fuck me, we've got to go and watch the football in a bit. It's like it's got to that point now where it is like it's a chore. It's a chore to go, even to Stratford, which is fucking half hour down the road for me. It's not far. It's even going to home games. It's a chore. I literally go and see my mates, and I go to the game, and I know I'm not going to enjoy it.
Yeah,
I try and get up for it,
but look, mate. Hopefully, I mean, worst way, we've got 4 months of this shit. But hopefully it will be before then. I think it will.
I don't think it will be, mate. I think he's going to stay till the end of the season.
But then it's going to explode in that fan base.
Oh, it's going to get toxic. It's going to get very toxic.
Bad.
But then it's been toxic before, and they've not acted. So
no, I think COVID saved them though.
Massively, yeah. I think if it weren't for COVID, they might have sold up. To be fair, it was
I know. I know.
I can't see it getting to that level of toxic, to be fair, because I think people are beyond angry now. They're just fed up.
Apathetic.
I mean, they're fed up with it rather than angry. Although today, it seemed like there was a lot of anger in that away end today, and that surprised me.
Mate, you can't, mate. It can flip easy. I think I've got faith in the West Ham fan base when it comes to. We don't like having the piss taken out of us on the whole. No.
No. If you're West Ham, you can take the piss out of us. If you're not, you can fuck off.
Exactly. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, though. I fucking hope we draw AC Milan and smash them next month.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I can't see them getting rid of him. I just can't see it. I think Brady loves him, didn't she?
Fuck Brady.
Yeah, she's got a say though, hasn't she? I think Kretinsky don't really give a fuck really, as long as he's making money.
I don't even think he's involved, is he? I don't think he is.
I think he just cares about the money. He don't really care about what's going on, I don't think. And then Sullivan just wants an easy life. Doesn't he really? Just happy to stay in the Premier League and all that. So I don't think that. Why would they just pay money out of their pocket knowing there's no risk of us getting relegated or doing anything? I don't think they will.
No. You might have a point. I hope you're wrong, but you're probably not.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope he goes tonight. I hope he went 4 years ago when he come in the door.
I know.
No, I can't see them doing it. I really hope I'm wrong, but I cannot see it happening. But we'll see, I suppose.
I mean, what we'll do, mate, we'll close this now because we've been running for an hour, so that'd be good for the show. It's been great having you on. We're going to close. No worries, we'll close it in the same way. Like if you were talking to Sullivan,
go on.
What would your message to him be at this stage?
I think I've got to the point where I'm lost for words now, mate. To be honest, there's so much. There's so much that can be said, and we all know what they've done and what needs to be said. I think everyone said it. I don't want to repeat what everyone else has said. We move stadiums for a reason.
Yeah.
And he's always going to be hated for that, and he knows that. But I mean, to be fair, he has spent money the last sort of 4 or 5 years.
He has.
But it's got to the point now where he's tried to start that us going into a new direction with Steiden and all that kind of stuff. Don't start it and not follow through.
No.
Either go with it or sack it off and carry on doing what you've been doing for fucking however long you've been doing it, and back your manager. If you're not going to back him, fuck him off, or you fuck off yourself if you're not going to do anything.
Do you think he needs to at least come out and level with the fans and tell them what he's going to do now, or do you don't think that'll make any difference?
I don't think it'll make any difference because you know what he's like. He'll change his mind in 3 weeks.
Yeah. You can't hold anything in what he says.
He was signing a new deal a few weeks ago, but then a few weeks before that, there was no chance of him getting a deal. So he can come out tomorrow and say, yeah, he's not getting a deal, and then we could win 2 or 3 games, and he's like, oh, actually, no, we might give him a deal. There's no point because we ain't going to believe a fucking word he says anyway. So it doesn't matter what he says. He either needs to fucking get rid of him now, or just let it play out, see what happens.
Yeah.
Which is probably what he's going to do, and get to the point, like I say, where it's going to be so toxic that maybe he does have to make a decision, but I don't think he will. He's going to just let it run out.
Yeah, fucking hell.
He will. I can't see him getting rid of him. He doesn't want to spend money. He don't have to, knowing there's no risk of anything. And it's not his image that's getting tarnished. It's Moyes.
But like I said, if it is just money, and for every Premier League space that you drop, you're dropping 1.5 to 2 million, then why would you want to drop 4 or 5 fucking places to save yourself paying someone off a couple of million? So even from that point of view, what difference does it make? What sense does it make?
I think you'd then argue, who can we bring in at this point in the season? That's what he's going to say, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a dick. He really is a dick.
He is a dick, but we know that. We've known that for years.
Yeah.
And I'd say I wouldn't be surprised if he just sits on his hands like he has done for the whole of January and for years. And just hope that he ain't been fucking people around his ass and fucking. that's the only way you get to him, go around his ass. But no,
need to do what the French have done over in France.
Drag him out of the boardroom, yeah.
No, you see, it was what they doing. It was the farmers. They've been protesting against the authorities, and they pulled up a fucking compost machine to the entrance of a police station and just started showering it with shit. That's what we need to do at Sullivan Towers.
We've had enough. We've had enough of watching that shower of shit. We don't need any more, mate.
I know, but anyway, Charlie, thank you very much for joining me, mate.
Worries, mate. Not a problem.
Top man. Yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. And we'll speak to you all soon. We'll be back on a Sunday night booze up. Well, tonight when you'll be watching this, so 8 p.m. Speak to you soon.
It's okay, mate. All the best.